Welcome back, Lovestylers. I'm Misty. Today we're going to be talking about reverse body dysmorphia. Hard to say, easy to understand. We're going to make it easy for you today. So body dysmorphia is emphasis on a perceived flaw in appearance. This stops a lot of people from being healthy. They're concentrating on something about their body that prevents them from being their best version and being healthy. Today we're going to reverse that. We think here at Lovestyle that reverse body dysmorphia is an even bigger problem for some of us who are trying to lose weight. And reverse body dysmorphia is this: when you actually think you're healthy and you think your body is fine the way it is, so therefore you don't do anything about it. We are not doctors here at Lovestyle. These are just our opinions, things we've learned over the years. We're in our late 40s, or at least I am. And we're here to talk about what we have found to be true after all these years of trying to get healthy, or maybe waiting too long to get healthy. But here we are, trying to turn it around. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, and liking. It comes down to self-love, no matter which way you look at it. A thinner person can look in the mirror and see a heavier person that's not there, just as easily as a heavier person can look in the mirror and think they don't need to lose weight. This is the reverse body dysmorphia we're talking about. We want to be in homeostasis. We want to be in good health. It's hard to get perfect health, we all know, but we can get into better health. So, reverse body dysmorphia, today we're coining as just a certain way to look at it. This could help you on your journey if you start thinking back to when you were a kid. We were skinny kids. I'm going to go back to our experience here at Lovestyle. We were skinny children. I used to be called Skinny Minnie, besides Carrot Top or Red. Andrew was also skinnier than all the kids in his class. You know, this stuck with us for years. I ate when I wanted. People would say to me, "Oh my God, you're so skinny. You can eat whatever you want." Now, granted, I was a child. Your metabolism is totally different when you're a child. We got used to eating whatever we wanted: cereal, bread and butter on the side with dinner, carb-heavy stuff, pasta. A lot of us grew up with rice and things like that, a lot of starchy stuff. And we continued to eat like that into our teens. Here we are now. We're turning 20. You may be 25 years old. You look down. Your pants are starting to fit tight. You've been drinking beer sometimes. You know, you're still eating the way you always did because you never gained weight before. So here you are, you're in your 20s, you're starting to pack on a couple pounds. A lot of people can relate to this. Now, are you still eating the way you did? You may look back 20 years later, look back at a picture, you thought you were thin, and there you are. You were chubby the whole time from 25 to 45. This is what happened to me. This is what happened to my husband, Andrew. Now we're trying to get back to our regular body shape and our regular mindset about what we can and what we cannot eat here in our 40s. Makes sense? Reverse body dysmorphia could be you not realizing you're not at your best weight. Are your clothes fitting tight? Are you going up in size over these few years, last 20 years? Are you feeling your best when you take your shirt off at the beach? Pay attention to these things. Be present. Some people have reverse body dysmorphia in the way that they ignore what's actually going on in the present. It's easy to get sidetracked and live in your mind. Live in your 20s before you started getting chunky, or your teens, or even childhood. where you still have the mentality that stayed with you. I know this happened to me. It's very easy for this to happen to people, and they start to gain weight. Before you know it, you're 20 pounds overweight, 40 pounds overweight. You don't want to die young. This is how diseases started. Let's start looking at ourselves and wanting the best for ourselves, being present and realistic. When we look in the mirror, when we start paying attention to our habits. Are you drinking? Are you eating crappy sweets at night? Chips, stuff with chemicals? That's step one. Take those out of your diet. Drink some water. Easy steps, one at a time. Let's be realistic about our health. Think about your age, your height. What the scale says, don't obsess, of course. When you walk up a flight of stairs, what's going on there? Do you get super out of breath? That was a signal to myself. My husband, Andrew, didn't realize he could get hurt in the gym. He pushed it a little too hard, got injured. You can have a heart attack. These are important things. You don't want to put yourself at risk by being too egotistical in your mind, thinking, well, that's never happened before. That doesn't happen to me. That happens to other people who are unhealthy. Well, I hope that's not you. Let's start changing things. Let's start paying attention to this stuff. You know, one of the things that I realized was I could not see my feet. 55 pounds ago and 8 sizes ago, I looked down and could not see my feet. I know that's kind of weird. Well, Misty, just like bend over harder and look at your feet. So I would stand and look straight down. I couldn't see my feet. I thought that was weird. I would go to tie my shoes. You ever go to tie your shoes and get out of breath where you have to gasp for air? That was something that bothered me really bad. Also walking up a flight of stairs where you almost can't make it. That kind of scares me, get a little dizzy. These are things that happen to some of us who are a little bit overweight or a lot overweight. We can fix these things. You want to be strong. You know, a lot of people don't talk about this in the weight loss community. Don't you want to be strong? Don't you want to be able to go to a water slide park, climb up those steps to get up there, be able to handle those corners, be able to be in a bathing suit like everybody else, and feel kind of okay? I don't know if we ever feel great. You're kind of exposed, but that's a weird example. That's something that I would like to put on my bucket list here in about a year or so, where I could just wear a bathing suit and not worry about it. And that's, you know, that's the ego stuff. But what we're talking about here today, we're basing it on a reverse body dysmorphia to get you thinking about how is your health right now? You think you're healthy, look again, think again, have your doctor check you out, have your blood panels done. Don't be afraid to step on the scale at the doctor's office. We all hate that. I especially hate it. But do the things that are necessary. This is your life here. Be around for your grandchildren. Be around for your children. Be around for your husband and your loved ones. Let's start dialing it in and being realistic. Don't be in your head about the past, because that's gone and you're someone else now. Let's be realistic. Don't be egotistical. Don't be conceited. Oh, well, I've never gained weight. Since I was young, I ate whatever I want. Well, are you the same person now as you were back then? I know I'm not. And it was a shock to me when I looked back at pictures, even Andrew, my husband, who lost 110 pounds. We looked back at pictures a couple months ago, and we were fat for 20 years. I didn't realize it at the time. It was a real shock to me. It woke me up and kind of helped me on my journey to becoming healthier, both of us. So it's like Misty, but I'm confident in myself. I have self-love. Well, that's great. That's a great place to start. But part of being self-confident and loving yourself is making sure you're paying attention to your body. This means digestion. Pay close attention. If you're doing certain exercises, they're becoming harder to do. You have a little weight on you, that's all right. It seems like most of us have a little extra weight on us. You know, you feel perfect inside your soul. You're a sweet soul. You're gorgeous inside. And you may even be gorgeous outside. But can you make improvements? Let's really hone in on this thought. Can you make small, tiny improvements towards better health for longevity? So confidence, having confidence is when you feel good about yourself. You treat others the way you would want to be treated. You know you're smart. You know you're a good person. You root for others. You're a positive person. That's different than having a large ego. It's a little confusing between confidence and ego, but they are different. Having a large ego is when you think you're above others and you are quick to judge other people for things you probably do yourself, and you have a holier than thou attitude. You might be conceited. And this ties into the whole topic of today, which is reverse body dysmorphia. Well, I don't need to change. I'm gorgeous just the way I am. Yes, you're gorgeous inside. But if there are changes you want to make and you are realistic about this kind of thing, you can look at yourself and say, I want to be even better. I don't want to judge others for things I'm probably doing myself. I can't change others, but I can change myself. And I can become a healthier version of myself. We all want to be a healthier version of ourselves across the board. So you're 48 years old, like I'm going to be in a month. You look back at pictures. You remember that outfit that you loved in your 30s. You said, oh, I used to think I was so hot in that outfit. I remember that day. And you're like, oh, damn. Shoot, I've been fat for 20 years. Maybe not huge, but not where I wanted to be, not where I thought I was. I thought I was this gorgeous rock star. Hell, I was on stage performing. Jiggle, jiggle. It's not too late to get on your path. Let's not be fat for 50 years. Let's not die young. You know, some of the problems with having reverse body dysmorphia is this. Injury. You become egotistical. Oh, I can lift that. Oh yeah, I used to be able to lift so many pounds in my 20s. It's ego. Let's get rid of that thought process. Let's be very realistic. Start slow with the exercise. I do believe in this. Slow and steady. Lift lighter weights at first. You can always add, but if you hurt yourself, you're jacked. You might be jacked for years. Then you'll really get fat. So let's be realistic. So don't have reverse body dysmorphia. Be realistic. Be mindful. Be present. Be logical on your path. Pay attention to the signals that your body gives you. They are there. Even Starina the cat agrees. She tries to pay attention to her body as well. Be mindful of health. It's 2020. Be in the now. Be present. And get your health on track, one step at a time. Thank you for listening to our music. Thank you for tuning into Lovestyle. Peace.